So today we're going to talk about character. Now, character is a word that we hear a lot, especially when it comes to parents, because we want to teach our children to what? Have good character. So the question is, how did we teach our children to have good character? And how did we even explain the concept of character? So for me, we kind of boiled it down to the concept of IQ or CQ. Now, your IQ is referred to as your intelligence quotient. But I'm here to tell you that every child, yours and mine, was born with an IQ. And there's almost nothing we can do to significantly impact that. Maybe if they studied every day or read every day, they could influence it by a few points, but they were born with an IQ. But I'm also here to tell you that every child was born with the same CQ. Now, the CQ I'm talking about is the character quotient. Character quotient for a kid starts at 0. Every child is born with a 0 in the character quotient. You don't believe me? Look at a baby. When a baby is born, they are selfish. They are only thinking about themselves. When they want food, they cry, they scream, they yell. It's all about them. Well, that's not good character, is it? But that's a baby. So how does a baby go from a low character quotient to a high character quotient? Well, guess what? There's only one way, and that's parents. It's parents' job to teach them character. It's parents' job to emulate good character. It's parents' job to point out good character at a restaurant from a waiter or waitress, or from someone in a parking lot, or someone who does a kind gesture for someone else who didn't even know, or for them to show their children what grace looks like, or what mercy looks like, or what honesty looks like. And so that's why your goal as a parent should not be to influence your child's IQ. It should be to influence your child's CQ. Now, I'll give you a real life example. In my world, I've hired over 100 employees. I'm well into the hundreds of employees. So I've got a pretty good sample size. And I'm here to tell you, the employee that had the highest IQ of anybody I've ever hired also came to my place of work wearing an ankle bracelet. Now, it wasn't one of those little dainty ankle bracelets you buy at the jewelry store. This was an ankle bracelet put on by the police department because he was out on work release. And he also drove a forklift. Now, this is the person that worked for me with the highest IQ of anybody that ever worked for me. Now, what do you think the person does that works for me that has the highest CQ, the highest character quotient? That person takes care of all the money in the company. In fact, I actually trust this person with the money of the company more than I trust myself, because they have such a high level of character. That's the difference between IQ and CQ in real terms. Trust me, if your children leave your home with a really high CQ, you'll never have to worry about them getting a job, holding a job, having a healthy relationship, or just overall being a productive person. So let's get that CQ and let's get it as high as possible while we have influence over those that matter most to us.